Welcome. This is the University of California at Davis. My name is Dr. Timo Rico, the Director of Recruitment, Marketing, and Admissions, and I have two of our undergraduate students here. I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves.
How are you guys doing today? Thank you for joining us. My name is Jorge Garcia. I'm a senior here at UC Davis studying Community and Regional Development, and I'm originally from the Los Angeles area.
Hi everyone, my name is Cassie. I'm from Southern California. I'm currently a junior here at Davis, double majoring in Human Development and Psychology.
And today we have a lot of exciting information to educate you on what the Davis campus has to offer for both the undergraduate student life and the admissions process. What we'll be covering today is a presentation overview, which will cover the about UC Davis. Then we'll go into the general admissions requirements, what we're looking for, and then the application process. We'll finalize the presentations by providing you with important dates and what more resources you can take advantage to learn more about our campus. So we'll get started.
Just to give you guys a little bit of background about UC Davis, we are recognized worldwide for education, research, and innovation and public service. There are 25,759 undergraduates and 1,878 faculty. That gives us a 15-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. And as a student perspective, trust me, I really like that ratio because it really gives you an opportunity to speak with the professors, speak with the faculty, and really get to engage with them. We are also among the ninth U.S. public universities. We are top 50 in world research universities and number 1 in the world for forestry and agricultural sciences.
All right, so as you on the map shows that UC Davis is in a great area. We're very close to great places like Tahoe, Sacramento, San Francisco, and also what is great about UC Davis is that all these places are also very easy to get to. So, Davis is recognized as a very hassle-free transportation environment. In my opinion, I've been able to get to, we have the UC Davis, UC Berkeley shuttle. That is really nice that students take advantage of. We also have Amtrak system here in Davis. Most of our students do ride bikes here, which is really great. You can really get from point A to point B very easily, I think. So overall, that's very easy. And also, with all these different areas, also makes more opportunities for our students. For example, in Sacramento, obviously we have the capital, so lots of students have internships there. In Tahoe, we have our ski or snowboard club, which is the biggest club we have on campus, and it's really nice that we're so close to the mountains. So things like that. It's really a nice location for Davis.
Apart from our great location to various landmarks, we also have great academic programs, which is, I'm sure, why you guys are here to hear about them. For our undergraduate colleges, there's the Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, the Biological Sciences, Engineering, and Letters and Sciences. There's over 99 majors and over 100 minors. That's 94 graduate programs as well, with 6 professional schools. Apart from all these majors that you have to choose from, there's also a great opportunity for you to work one-on-one with different advisors to create your own major and give that little personalization to your own taste.
So also at Davis, obviously we have a breadth of opportunities, whether it's undergraduate research opportunities. Over 50% of our students here at Davis, if not more, are involved in research with either faculty members or grad students, which is really nice. And then also many internship opportunities. So we also have our ICC on campus, which stands for Internship and Career Center. So you can go in there regardless of your major and find hundreds of different internships to apply to. They also, will look at your resume, edit that for you. They do interview, tip workshops, things like that. We all have great study abroad programs here at Davis. We actually have our Education Abroad Center, just located in downtown. We have leadership programs and also cultural competency. So obviously a wide variety of opportunities for our students.
And one of the unique things about UC Davis that differentiates us from other universities is the study abroad program. They actually give you units towards your major when you study abroad. So a lot of other programs, you study abroad, you can take classes, but they actually don't count towards your major. But here at UC Davis, we incorporate your studying abroad experience with your future career. And apart from all those great academic programs, you also have state-of-the-art facilities to accompany those programs. We have the Genome Center, Student Farm, Mondavi Center. There's great opportunities for students to see plays, If you have any other plays that you've recently seen, I go there all the time, and it's really, really inexpensive for students. And it's a great opportunity to diversify yourself, not just academically, but culturally as well. There's also a great UC Davis health system, the Tahoe Environment Research Center. This is one of my favorite. It gives you a really good opportunity to not only engage with your academic excellence, but also to engage outside the classroom and to really engage with the environment and see what UC Davis has to offer.
Okay, so obviously a lot of our students here at Davis have successful outcomes. Most of our freshmen graduate in 4 years, transfer in 2. Top employers recruit Aggies among top 25 state universities based on alumni earning potential and active Aggie alumni network, 200,000, over 200,000 strong. A couple of other statistics with that, I know on average UC Davis students graduate with less debt than the average university, and also I know that after graduating, or 1 year after graduating, about 86% of our students obtain full-time employment. So those are just a few statistics that show, a lot of Aggies have success after graduating.
Now, apart from your academic career and your academic life here at UC Davis and all the culture that we have to offer, there's a great opportunity to get involved with the community. There's over 500 clubs on campus, both Greek, Outdoor Adventure, Equestrian Center, Craft Center, you name it. If there's a club that you're interested in, UC Davis has it. And the great thing about it is that if there isn't a club that you're interested in and UC Davis doesn't have it, get a couple friends together and they're more than happy to help you build a club. So you can actually start your own club and leave your legacy here at UC Davis. For those of you interested in sports, we're also part of the NCAA Division I athletics. The Aggie Pack is one of the biggest student-run, I guess you can say, cheerleading organizations in the university. There's intramural sports for those of you that don't want to get involved with school sports. It's a great opportunity to just get out there, still be competitive, and take out a little stress between classes. There's a lot of clubs. There's a student community center that's actually, we just received it, so it's a great opportunity for you to get a study space, get some coffee before class, after class, and just talk to friends. Personally, as a student, it makes a really good place for study groups, which, believe me, at a university will be one of your biggest assets. And apart from all those great opportunities, there's also a lot of cultural programs and performing arts. Like we said before, we do have the Mandavi Center that has great performances every year. And even apart from the Mandavi Center, there's also little shows that student organizations throw every year and that you can yourself be part of as well.
So as far as student housing, freshmen are guaranteed 2 years of housing, and transfers are guaranteed housing for 1 year or assistance in finding housing off campus. So for freshmen, we do have 3 different dormitory areas, whether it's Cuarto, Segundo, or Tercero, and we do also offer singles, doubles, triples, and suite style dorm type areas. And I personally lived in Tercero. I loved living on campus freshman year, and now I'm a junior. I do live off campus. Housing is very easy to find off campus, so Davis definitely makes it a very easy process for our students.
And now that we're done with you got a little bit more taste about what UC Davis has to offer at a student's perspective. I'm going to pass it down to Dr. Rico to talk about freshman admissions.
Okay, our freshman admissions is comprised of 3 key elements, which I'll cover. Just to give you just an overview of what we are looking for, the first area that I'll cover is the subject requirement, followed by the test requirement, and then by the scholarship requirement. We first begin by what we refer to the UC admissions requirements. In California, they are designated as the A through G requirements, in which each letter from A through G represents a specific subject content that the student must complete by the end of their senior year with a grade of C or better. What is known about the A through G curriculum is that the more the student completes the more coursework that the student completes within the A through G, the more likely that they will be successful in the freshman of their undergraduate education. Therefore, we encourage students to complete more than the minimum requirements, which I'll discuss briefly. The A requirement with social sciences minimum requires 2 years for students to complete. English, 4 years, which is our B requirement, followed by our C, mathematics, beginning with algebra, geometry, and algebra 2. However, please note that we do recommend a 4th year of mathematics, such as pre-calculus, statistics, or calculus AB. Other more strenuous majors such as the engineering and the biological sciences may encourage students to do further in mathematics than the 4 years. The next area is the laboratory science and the subject requirement, which is broken down into 3 disciplinary areas: biology, chemistry, and physics. Students must complete a minimum of 2 of those 3, but we recommend that students complete a total of 3 laboratory science courses. The next F, visual and performing, language other than English. Students must complete 2 consecutive years of a language other than English. The next component, which is the visual and performing arts, a student must minimally complete 1 year in which both the fall and the spring semester are consecutive in order in learning and gaining that experience. The G requirement, to the contrary, is any of the additional coursework that meet the A through F area and exceed those requirements. So we strongly encourage you to do more than the minimum so you could complete both of those areas. For example, if you decide to complete 4 years of mathematics, the minimum is 3. That extra year that you complete under the math requirement will also count for the G requirement. All applicants in California under the scholarship requirement must have a minimum GPA of a 3.0 under the A through G courses completed, following the summer after the 9th grade all the way through the summer prior to the senior year. The student receives a total of maximum of 8 honors points towards advanced placement, honors, or international baccalaureate coursework that they've completed. That is the metric that is used for selection towards the admissions process. This is what we refer to the weighted cap GPA. Please note that although when you submit your application we use that GPA, the final GPA will be verified upon completion of your senior year by submitting an official transcript. For non-residents, the weighted GPA that we look for is a 3.4. I encourage all students to submit an application regardless. The last piece is students are required to meet the examination, or what is known as the test requirement. All seniors who will be applying for fall of 2014 as a part of the freshman class at UC Davis must complete all admissions examinations by December of 2013. So seniors, please take one of the 2, ACT with writing or the SAT. Please note that although ACT allows you to take the exam without the writing piece, for the purposes of the UC system, you must take the ACT with writing, else your score is not valid. We do not have a preference on the SAT with reasoning or ACT with writing. However, we do encourage you to take both since we find that students do better on one test versus another. Now, the next element that I'll be talking about is the paths to admissions. And this is relatively to the general population as well to specific information that applies to California residents. In California, we admit students in the top 9%, what we refer to the statewide pathway. And in local high schools, we admit students based on the competition relative to the graduating cohort of your respective high schools. So what I would like you to do is to take into account that our admissions process is a comprehensive review. In our comprehensive review, aside from academics, which typically is referred to the completion of A through G coursework, test scores, and GPA, there is a variety of different elements that are also encapsulated in our review process. This is known as a holistic process. What we are interested in is exploring all the variety of different skills, attributes, all the different elements that describe the student in respect to their educational journey and how they will be contributing to the university holistically. Please note that some of the academic factors include the A through G coursework beyond the minimum, the type of exam scores, AP's scores and honors or the rigor of the coursework, and the level of academic preparation experience that they've gained during their educational journey. Other elements that we explore further is demonstrations of leadership, demonstration of any special skills or talents, including perseverance, resiliency, and other significant elements that add to their portfolio. Now, here are some hints that we provide students. Students should exceed the minimum requirements for the UCs. For the UC Davis campus, we are a world-renowned system, and it is well-recognized, so we have applicants throughout the world. So students, the more that you complete amongst the A through G, the more advantageous it would be for you in the admissions process. All exams must be taken by December 31st of this year so we could have timely delivery of those test scores to assess your eligibility for the admissions process. In addition, students should complete as much information possible related to activities, awards, or any other acknowledgments that they have received for their prestigious talents, skills, and abilities. List and describe in great detail any leadership roles where you demonstrate impact while you were serving in that capacity. And then include any special academic preparation programs such as the Early Academic Outreach Program, MESA, Puente, CALSOB, AVID, or any other that may be available at your school that promotes college awareness and college-going culture. Lastly, please include an alternative major, because when we are not able to meet your needs with the first major, we do explore second major options if available at our institution. And seniors, please be extremely cautious of this contagious disease known as senioritis. Final grades in the spring semester is extremely important, and we will validate those upon your submission of your high school transcript after graduation. Please note that our freshman admissions has become extremely competitive from fall of 2012 to fall of 2013. For freshmen who applied to the University of California, Davis, we admitted with 39.4% with over 55,000 applications that received in our campus. With the average GPA, range GPA of a 3.96 and 4.24, please note that it is a highly competitive application pool. However, please do not become discouraged based on the GPA, because the other elements, as mentioned before, such as leadership, talents, and skills, play a big contribution towards the admissions process. In respects to transfer, in the scenario that for whatever reasons you are not able to attend the University of California, Davis as a freshman, we encourage you to take the transfer pathway. For students who are applying through the transfer pathway, the minimum GPA is a 2.40 for California residents. However, for majors that are extremely competitive, students are encouraged to have a minimum GPA of a 2.8 and all transferable coursework. Now, please note that in order for you to transfer, you must minimally complete 60 semesters or 90 quarter units of transferable coursework, and typically for California residents, that information can be found at the ASSIST website, assist.org. In respect to those coursework, students must complete 7 course patterns, which include 2 UC transferable English courses, 1 transferable math, and 4 additional courses in any of the 2 of the 3 subject areas. Now, please note that the Davis does have very selective majors, which means that students must be extremely rigorous in their academic foundations. There's additional elements that are reviewed based on the application cohort in which we identified the most competitive, strong students. The College of Biological Sciences, the College of Engineering in respects to all the respective majors, as well as the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences within the Biotechnology, Viticulture, and Enology program. In the College of Letters and Science, the Communications, Design, and International Relations are all selective, including the Psychology. Please note that even though these are selective majors, these majors, there's over 99 majors that you could also explore as you look into our campus. Through the ASSIST website, I encourage you to review the content and contact your school counselor, your community college counselor, to begin to articulate what coursework will fulfill the lower divisions in order for you to transfer to the Davis campus. Please note that if you are applying within the respective majors, there's specific content that needs to be fulfilled prior to your upper division application. Now, how can we assist with your to guarantee your transfer? The first portion is what we refer to a TAG, the Transfer Admissions Guarantee. There's a tool where you can take advantage and begin to prepare to apply for fall of 2014 or fall of 2015. The TAG, what it allows you, it gives you the privileges of planning in advance to specific majors where you can be admitted by fulfilling specific requirements at your local community college. It's a big advantage because students will know way ahead by 1 year that they will be admitted to the program. Students are encouraged to minimally have a 3.2 GPA through the TAG in order for them to be able to submit a TAG. Let me just take you back a few slides to the TAG. Now, in respects to the TAG, there's a tool for those of you who are beginning your first year. There's a transfer admissions transfer academic planner, which allows you to begin to outline the coursework that you need to complete in order for you to submit a TAG. A TAG, again, is a transfer admissions guarantee that will facilitate the process of 1 year in advance. Now, in respect to the statistics for the transfer admissions rate, transfer rates have a higher admissions rate with a 60.4% and over 13,780 applications. You'll note that more transfer students are admitted per application. The range GPA is a 3.25 through a 3.74, and that would vary based on majors. Please note that most of those do originate from California, where 92.4 of those are from a California community college, and 27.2% is through a tag or a guarantee. Note that 72% are not through the tag, which are general applications through our process. Now, when you submit the application, the UC admissions process and the financial aid process are two independent autonomous processes. One does not affect the other. However, you will notice that the UC application does ask students to make notations for any potential scholarships that they may be eligible. That information is relayed to the financial aid office so they could assess what philanthropic work we may have in respect to fundraising that may be available to support your educational journey. The application is available beginning October 1st, and you may retrieve that information by looking at the URL that's located on the bottom of this PowerPoint slide at universityofcalifornia.edu apply. Please note that applications are due between the month of November 1st through November 30th, where each campus that you apply to is $70. International applicants must pay an additional $10 for a total of $80. Please note that we do not receive any letters of recommendations, transcripts, or other documents aside from the application that is submitted through the online features. Now, the personal statement. The personal statement is an opportunity for students to provide us with more in-depth information about their educational journey. The personal statement is comprised of two prompts in which the student could choose the combination of wording that they may choose within those two prompts. You may choose 250 or 750 on the second prompt, but the total combination of wording should not exceed the 1,000 words. There is a third optional prompt that students may use to stress any extenuating circumstances that they need to highlight within the application process, but that too is limited to 550. We encourage students to basically rap about themselves, to talk, to demonstrate resiliency, be authentic, and demonstrate persistence in the personal statement, which will highlight all the elements that we look at in our application process. In respect to helping you through the application, do not wait to the last minute. The application is lengthy and very comprehensive, and it requires a lot of documentation and records for you to pull up. Please be as accurate as possible, as that is critical, as you will be asked to verify many elements of this information that is submitted in your application upon admission. And then contact each of the UC campuses respectively if you make any major changes. Unfortunately, the application is funneled through one central location, but once it's distributed to each of the respective campuses, we do not share information amongst each other. Check your email frequently, as you may potentially receive any notifications immediately following the application, and you will continue to receive information up to the point of admissions notifications. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions. Continue to contact our admissions office, both through email or calling our offices, or by following up through any other sources that are available, so we could be able to assist you throughout the process. Now, as I mentioned before, October 1st is when you can begin the application process, and you must submit by November 30th. We began to create profiles for students as early as January, so you could be able to check the status of your information. Applicants to the transfer pathway will receive information in order for them to complete their transfer, to receive information about their transfer status. However, please note that you must complete your FAFSAs in the months of January 1st through March 2nd in order for you to be eligible for financial aid resources through our campus that are awarded through the federal and state government. In addition, notifications for freshmen will be made in mid-March, where transfers will be receiving those in mid to late April. And then students are required to submit their student intent to register, in other words, their commitment to attend to the Davis campus on May 1st. Transfer students, because notifications are sent out later, you are, if interested in the campus, you're required to submit your student intent to register by June 1st. Now, in order for you to learn more about the Davis campus, I invite you to visit our admissions website. There's a variety of different tools, from helping you how to script your personal statement, to explore majors and resources to what will give you an advantage in the admissions process. There's a variety of different 14 tips that we look at for in the application process that will help you if you review those. In addition, we invite you to visit our campus physically or through our virtual tour. You know that our virtual tour is offered in 3 languages, both English, Spanish, and Mandarin, and it will give you a complete state-of-the-art experience of what the campus has to offer, from facilities to symbolic features that demonstrate our campus life. Now, the last piece is that we invite you to join our mailing list, where you would receive continuous information about what the campus has to offer. And you could continue to stay in touch with us by joining our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube, where we have a variety of different student videos and whatnot, and Instagrams, where you get instant images of what is going on campus. Again, apply, and apply. Visit us at admissions.ucdavis.edu, apply, where you would be able to receive additional information. If you do have any additional questions, you're always welcome to email us at admissions@ucdavis.edu. At this point, what we will be doing is turning it over if we get any questions. So we have a moderator here who will prompt us with questions. So the first question that is listed is, what scholarship opportunities do you have? There's hundreds and hundreds of scholarships available through our campus. What I will invite you to do is to download the application from our website, so you can see all the different options that are available for you. There's scholarships that are available for you based on merit, on talents and skills, or any special abilities that you may have, including other elements such as religion, if your parents are specifically employed somewhere or whatnot. Please download that PDF version of that. The second question that comes up is, does UC Davis have a minimum SAT or ACT? Unfortunately, we do not have a minimum. Students are encouraged to review our admissions website, where they would be able to learn about the eligibility index that is minimally required for a GPA. However, there are students who may score extremely high or extremely low, but can still be eligible for the admissions process. What I would like to encourage you to do is to take the exams and aim for the highest score possible. The next question, which I'll let the students answer, is, can you double major in medicine and engineering? Do you need to have a SAT subject test to major in engineering? I'll answer the latter question. Although you're not required to do the the SAT subjects, we do encourage you to take the SATs, because it does give you an advantage on the admissions process. However, it does not penalize you if you do not take the SAT subject areas. Please note that medicine is a graduate level program, not necessarily an undergraduate program, in the responses to our students here.
So there is a major that can incorporate both engineering and medicine in the larger sense. It's biomedical engineering. And apart from biomedical engineering, there are other majors that incorporate both elements of health and engineering. So there is a way to incorporate both of those subject areas if you're interested in it into one major, or you could also double major in different majors, but for that you would need to contact your advisor once you've been admitted.
Please note that if you are considering the health professions such as medicine, medical doctor, or veterinary medicine, all 99 majors at the Davis campus do prepare you for those professional schools. As part of your undergraduate, you may choose to become what we call pre-med or pre-vet, in which you begin to fulfill the additional 5-year curriculum courses that are needed for the graduate level. Now, what are the kind of things that we're looking for in the personal statement? The personal statement has 2 prompts. The first prompt that is asking is, describe the world that you live in and how it has defined you. And really, we're trying to understand the obstacles, the challenges that you have overcome or that have attempted to hinder your academic performance. Now, this is an opportunity for you to demonstrate the resiliency and the persistence in great detail with evidence of your success. The second prompt, which is describe a special talent or skill, we're interested in exploring your development in any skill or talent. You should demonstrate evidence of that progress during any of those pieces.
And the next question by Edgar is it easy to change your major? So I'll let Casey take care of that one.
So yeah, it's definitely easy to change your major here at Davis. I came in undeclared. I had to change it to psych once I finished my prerequisites for that major, and it's a very easy process here at Davis. And also, we don't have any impacted majors, so that's great. Usually there are just prerequisites, like I said, you do have to take before you can change your major. But
The next question is, I have a GPA of a 3.1 and an SAT score of 1400. Are my chances low for getting in? Well, the question's a little bit more complex. Please review the admissions website. There's 14 points that are highlighted in which we look at for the selectivity of students. Now, we have had in the past students with that profile who had been admitted into our campus. So don't become discouraged. What is critical is that those other elements, leadership, talents, and skills, including the personal statement, become critical pieces on your application.
The next question is, hi, I'm a transfer student and I want to transfer to UC Davis as a junior. If I apply as a film major and minor in communications, is it possible for me to graduate in 2 years? It's definitely possible to graduate in 2 years because there is an opportunity for you if you're coming in as a film major and you're going to minor in communications. What's really critical for you to have that 2-year time period is for you to visit your advisor and for you to make sure that you're on track to graduate. It is possible. There's a lot of transfer students. The majority of the transfer students graduate in 2 years, but again, it's critical that you as soon as you are admitted, you go to your advisor and make sure that you're on track with all your classes and everything is set.
Please note that the timeline for you to graduate is based on the number of units you choose to take on a quarter basis. If you do the minimum, it will take longer. If you do more, then it will expedite that process. So what is the dorming experience like? I will not answer that, although I'm an alumni from the Davis campus because 20 years ago. So let our undergraduates do that.
Well, from my personal experience, I loved the dorm life. I like I said, I was in Cicero. I met a roommate at orientation. Orientation is the summer before your first quarter here at Davis. You are able to request a roommate if you'd like. I was in a triple, and many people, freak out when I say that, but it was very spacious. It wasn't as cramped as I thought it would be, and I loved it. So that was my experience. It was a positive one. What about you?
Yeah, I had a similar experience. I lived in Segundo, and for me, it was great because the dorms are not just separated by different sizes, but they're also separated by themes. So you can actually be in a whole building with students that are in the same major as you, that are the same culture. It really depends on what kind of experience you want to have. But for me, it was definitely, I met some of my best friends here at UC Davis in the dorms, and it was definitely an experience I would not pass because it doesn't only expose you to a lot of different people and a variety of activities, but it also allows you to be kept on campus and allows you to be part of campus, which for me was something that has made my experience here at UC Davis probably the best one.
The next question that we have is, what if you are a bad test taker? Where on the application can you put that? Now, this is an opportunity if there is something that disrupts your demonstration of academic excellence, you can describe that narratively in your personal statement. Please note again that the personal statement has a third option, which is to add any additional information that you would like to share.
So the next question is, what is your average class size?
Our average class size ranges between 23 to 1 or all the way up to 12 to 1, depending on the major and profession that the student is exploring. Now, the structure it varies based on how, as a student moves up in their upper division coursework, the classrooms get a lot smaller because you receive that personalized, customized experience with your faculty and staff.
And again, despite the size of the class size, there's always an opportunity for you to get a one-on-one connection with a professor. They all are open for office hours, and they're always open to make personal appointments. So there's definitely, regardless of the class size that you're in, an opportunity for you to connect with faculty. The next question is, approximately how much does tuition cost for out-of-state students at UC Davis?
Yesterday, I may have the hand up. Yeah. Approximately for out-of-state students, it's approximately $55,000, which includes tuition and fees, books, room and board, all the different elements in order for the students to survive at the Davis campus. But keep in mind, there's a variety of different financial aid resources there to assist students to help subsidize that expenditure.
The next question is, if I have a 2.95, people had told me that I can't go straight to a UC, but I want to go to Davis.
Again, please do not look at the actual statistics, the rankings, or the GPAs. We review applications on a comprehensive process. What that means is that we have a holistic review. There is a possibility for students who have a lower threshold to be admitted, but the probability that the majority of those students be admitted at that range is extremely slim. I encourage you to say your story, share your experience and your journey through the application process. The personal statement becomes a critical piece in that process.
The next question is, I want to be a teacher. What major do I need to select to get my teaching credentials?
So for the teaching credentials programs, that is considered a graduate level program. Students can major in any of the 99 majors at the Davis campus and then apply to a teaching credential program at any other institution, including UC Davis. Please note that the most common majors that students declare within that leads to teaching is community regional development, child development, psychology, sociology, or any of those that interact with the general public.
And the next question is, are there any music courses for classical guitar offered at UC Davis? Like we mentioned earlier, there's definitely a lot of liberal arts courses offered here at UC Davis, and music is definitely one of the strong departments here at UC Davis. I personally have actually taken a guitar course, and believe me, it's really interactive. I didn't know anything about it, but it really helped me out. It doesn't only teach you about how to play the instrument, but it also teaches you how to incorporate it into your daily life and into your other courses. So it's definitely a really good experience.
Hannah, this question's from you. What is the difference between majors and minors exactly? You two want to answer that?
I'm, like I said, I'm dual majoring, and I feel like majors are more, I'm not really, like...
Okay. So a major and a minor, the difference between the two is that the major becomes more specialized and more in-depth in knowledge and content. A minor is just a general breadth of that topic. So typically, students can become a major in biology, which they learn a lot of in-depth information, and the minor typically just covers the general lower division, just to give you a general scope of that information. Now, what students typically do here at the university is that they'll do a major and a minor because they'll find courses that complete both requirements, but really to receive a foundation of another area that they may be interested, but not at the full depth. That is uniquely distinguished by the number of units that are completed towards that degree. The major has more units and the minor has less. The next question, I am considering entering as a pre-med student. Which majors do you recommend that will best prepare me for medical school? Please note that all 99 majors will prepare you for medical school. As part of an undergraduate, if you're going to the health professions, you have to fulfill the medical school requirements, which typically is 1 year of English, 1 year of biology, 1 year of chemistry, 1 year of organic chemistry, and 1 year of mathematics, which is calculus. Those are part of the curriculum for all the undergraduate programs that you could choose as part of your general education or as part of your respective major. What is critical for you to know is that all majors, regardless of whether you're a Chicano studies, African American studies, or a biochemical engineer, all of those majors can prepare you for the health professions.
What I will add to that as a student's perspective is that what's really, really important, apart from what you're going to major in, is the activities that you do outside the classroom. So engaging with internships, internship opportunities, jobs that UC Davis has to offer, which is, again, like we talked about earlier, is a key aspect about UC Davis's location, where we have the UC Davis Medical Center, which students are always getting internships in. There's Sacramento a few miles away, so it's really what enriches your experience here at UC Davis and what's going to complement your major that's important.
The next question is from Bob. Hi, is ELC a very important point regarding admissions process? ELC, eligibility in the local context. Students who are graduated from their high school, the top 9%, are guaranteed a location within the UC campuses. What that means is that amongst the 9 UC campuses, we will find a place for you to do your undergraduate programs. That's a privilege that we have available for California residents who fall under the ELC criteria. Please note, though, that in respect to the ELC, when you do apply, campuses do give a heavier weight for those candidates, but it does not necessarily guarantee your admissions to a specific campus itself. So the next question I'll let the students potentially address: what suggestions do you have about the UC College application essay? Maybe they could share theirs.
From my personal experience, I would say leave no stone unturned. What that means is if there's anything like Dr. Rico said earlier, anything that goes beyond the classroom that you're involved in, that you're doing, definitely consider putting it on there. It's definitely something else that you're doing above studying. For me, I had a job while I was in high school, and I didn't really think that was something that I could put in my application because I never really considered it something, above studying. But that's definitely something that we do take into account because it's something that takes up your time that you're still excelling in your academics.
Yeah. I would just say, I think this was already said earlier, but don't really say whatever you haven't already said in your application just because, you can talk about a class maybe that was significant to you, but you don't really need to talk about all your classes just because you did already tell us what you were taking in your application. So just use your essay to elaborate on anything else that outside of what you already have on your application.
This question comes from Christina Zuniga. Under the Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan, are there any other requirements besides a total household income of $80,000 or less? The Blue and Gold is an opportunity for California residents to take advantage of a reduced fee at the UC systems. The criteria is that students must have under $80,000 of the household income. However, please note that students are still required to submit a FAFSA, or any student who is under the AB 540 or any other clauses by state law must complete the requirements as outlined by legislation. You can receive additional information about that by visiting our financial aid website at finaid.ucdavis.edu. You could also visit our admissions website and find a link that will redirect you to the financial aid website. Is there any way to get a UC application fee waiver? Students can request a fee waiver when they complete their application online. What it will ask you to do is to verify the number of dependents and the household income, and then it would automatically award you a fee waiver if requested. You will know instantly on the spot. What the fee waiver will allow you to do is to submit an application for up to 4 UC campuses. If you do apply to a 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th campus, it is your responsibility to pay the difference, which is $70 per campus. You may also explore through College Board or ACT through your school, who they also provide fee waiver that you can utilize within your application. In the scenario that you submit your application online and have a fee waiver that's awarded by College Board or ACT, what you will receive is an invoice from the University of California stating either to pay or to submit evidence of such fee waivers. The next question is, can I double major in CSE and in music, preferably with an emphasis in composition? We're not sure what CSE is. So I'm assuming it may be computer science and engineering. You guys want to answer that?
Truly with an emphasis in composition. I personally don't have a lot of details about what you can major in music if it's in composition, but again, like we said earlier, there is a possibility to double major, whether it's in engineering, music, or whatever your interests lie on. Again, what's critical is that as soon as you get admitted, you receive that admissions notification, and you come to UC Davis, contact your advisor immediately. Let them know what your plans are so you can plan accordingly, your 4 years or 2 years, whether you're a transfer student or a freshman student, so you can take the appropriate classes and you're still on track to graduate.
And it doesn't have to be, if you're double majoring, It doesn't have to be in the same college, obviously. So psych, is in College of Letters and Science, and Human Development is in College of Agricultural and Environmental Science, so you can cross college major, which is nice.
The next question, for the SAT scores, do you take the best total scores or a combination of the best math and the best reading, writing, even if they're on a different test date? Unfortunately, we only take the highest test score at one sitting. So whatever test score is the highest amongst all dates that you've taken it is what we would include in the admissions process. We have no preference on the SAT or the ACT with writing. Please note again that you must take the ACT with writing or else your score is nullified. If you take the ACT without the writing, then you have not met the test requirement. The next question that is submitted is, do you have to live on campus your freshman year? Excuse me.
You don't have to live on campus your freshman year. There is a possibility for you to live off campus. You do have to go through a process with UC for that, however. But again, like we said earlier, at least for me personally, being in the dorms and being here on campus your freshman year was critical. For me, it was critical. I got to meet a lot of my contacts that I know now, a lot of my colleagues. I got to be really involved on campus, and that's really what's going to help you here at UC Davis to enrich your experience, not just going to the classroom and going back home, but really being part of what the UC Davis culture is about.
Okay. The next question, how does placement look after graduation? How does UCLA help their students and alumni find jobs? Unfortunately, we're not UCLA. We're UC Davis, but the 8th ranked public university in the country. So it does give a leveraging power for students upon graduation to join the alumni, the Aggie family, and leverage strong positions and high salary pay. I don't have the statistics, the information to give to you related to placement, but we are world renowned in a variety of different areas in rankings. I do invite you, however, to visit each of the other UC campuses to explore each of the respective programs and majors. Each one has their own unique autonomy that makes them strong, which makes us as a family one of the strongest renowned systems throughout the world.
And apart from all everything else, we also have great internships, like we said earlier, that really add to your academic repertoire. So there's always internships that you can add that will really definitely give you a leg up after you graduate.
The next question is, what about the cost of dorms and housing? Are there programs to help you pay? Now, the first part I'll address, which is the room and board, the average here on campus is approximately $13,961. And depending on the type of lifestyle that you would like to explore here on the campus, for example, sharing a room or having a smaller meal plan, all influence what you'll be paying per year. Now, please note that there are other services that could help you pay your dorm, such as becoming a resident director or an advisor, or being affiliated with the housing programs, or taking advantage part of our work study programs. Work study is a great opportunity for students to seek employment on campus locally and still be able to pay their housing options. Housing also does have a deferment payment plan in which you could pay in a monthly, so you do not have to pay that all up front. You guys want to add, since you guys live in the dorm?
And like you said, it really differs depending on the meal plan that you pick. So you don't have, there's, I believe, 180 meals, 150, 120?
And then 90.
Yeah, and then 90. So pick the one, that fits your lifestyle, that is included in the room and board to use that we just said.
The next question is, if you're interested in helping out in research labs, what is the best way to go about that? Once you are admitted, there can be a variety of different receptions and functions that we will be having, so you can be introduced to faculty and staff. That's the first way of exploring what options are available for you. In addition, I encourage you to visit each of the college's website, the College of Engineering, the College of Letters and Science, the College of Agriculture and Environmental Science, and the College of Biological Sciences, to see what research is being done at the moment. Become familiar with the research and become acquainted with what faculty members are doing. Because we also have one of the biggest internship career centers, there's a variety of different ways that students can engage in research here on campus. We are a researching institution. Please note that a big portion of our students, over 83% of our students, engage in some level of research during their undergraduate studies here at Davis.
And if you want to do research with a professor, the easiest way to do that, from a student's perspective, is to just ask. A lot of professors are really open to helping them with their research, but a lot of students again are either scared or unsure of that they want to ask. But really, just asking a professor and approaching them about it would really help you out. And again, like Dr. Rico said, a lot of the faculty actually have their research that they're doing online. So I encourage you to check that out. Check out the website and see what research is out there.
Like my professor last year, they spent the first 5 minutes of class, I remember last quarter, describing what research they do and how they were looking for 6 new positions to research assistants to be in their lab, and I emailed her, and that's how I found my position. So definitely, like you said, professors are always available to talk to.
What do students do for fun during their free time at UC Davis? With over 500 clubs and organizations, a big internship office, and then our CSI, there's a lot you could do. I'm going to let our students give you their experiences. They're highly engaged and involved in our campus life.
Again, apart from all the great stuff Dr. Rico just mentioned, my favorite part when we have some free time, there's also a department that we have here on campus called the Outdoor and Adventure Center. This is a place where you get a couple friends together, and like we mentioned before of our location, we're close to Tahoe and a lot of other great adventure locations. It's really cheap to just get 5 friends together, go skiing, snowboarding, white water rafting. That's personally been my favorite, and it's a great chance to get out of Davis but still being in the same culture.
For me personally, I really like the downtown Davis area. It's very close to campus, and it has, the weekly farmers market, which I really like. There's also restaurants and shops downtown. We have Greek life here at Davis that I'm involved in, so about 11% of our students are involved in Greek life, Panhellenic and non-Panhellenic, so that's a great opportunity to get involved as well.
Well, that concludes our questions. I want to thank you for joining us. I also want to remind you to submit an application, and you can receive additional information by visiting our website, admissions.ucdavis.edu. Please visit us through our virtual tours and take advantage of all the resources that are available here at our campus. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your application.